Kyle Weiss and Carissa Shumate.
Here.
Shumate's here. Is Kyle Weiss here?
Yes, present.
All right, good morning. Mr. Weiss, I believe this is your motion for contempt. And so why don't you go ahead and present your case?
Is the GAL assigned to our case, Beth Fellows, present?
I haven't seen her yet. If she's important to your case, then we can pass it and go on to the next one.
I believe she is. This is why we set it over from last week. She had some input on it, but yeah, I believe she's important to the case.
All right, I don't see her and she's not in the waiting room. So let's pass it. Let me just check sometimes I get an email about that, but I don't see anything. So, all right, we'll pass it for the moment. Thank you. When I see her log on, then I'll come back to the case, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. Let's go back to Kyle Weiss and Carissa Shumate. I think this fellow is with us now.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sure. All right, Mr. Weiss, you're here.
Yes, I am.
All right, there you go. I wanted to make sure you unmuted yourself. All right, again, it's your motion for contempt. So if you want to go ahead and argue that, and then I'll hear from Ms. Shumate, and then I'll hear from Ms. Fellows after that.
Alrighty. So me and Ms. Shumate have an existing order, and some of the motions in that order are Taylor's social media accounts were to be removed off of the internet. That was 15 months ago. They're still up. Another one is Taylor was not supposed to be introduced into any men, any new lovers until they have been dating for at least 6 months. What was the other one I was doing here? When Taylor's being transported for drop-offs, if somebody that is unknown to me is transporting her, that is driving, I am allowed to ask for insurance and valid driver's license. This happened on December 25th at a drop-off. I requested it. Ms. Shumate denied me that ability. Her initial response was, and this is through text message, I do not have to provide that to you. And then she provides a statement to the court that says, oh, he wasn't comfortable with giving it. So she gave two different stories. Let's see, going through my notes here 1 second. As far as the social media goes, there's a very inappropriate video of my child that's been on the internet for quite some time now that she was told to remove. And it is a video of my daughter when she was younger twerking on a camera with material stuffed in her butt to make her butt look bigger. And she was unsupervised making this video. And then as far as the new boyfriend, on December 25th, when I pulled up to pick up my daughter, Carissa Shumate denies that that's her boyfriend, but I saw those two smooching as I pulled up. So I began taking pictures. Taylor has informed me that she sees kiss and smooch all the time. Miss Shumate spends a lot of time with Vince. Every time she calls to speak to her daughter, she's at Vince's house. And then there's a picture of Carissa's Facebook. She's in Vince's bedroom wearing his clothes. So she thinks she found a loophole of, oh, we're just going to say we're not together, and then we avoid it. I don't think that's okay at all. And I believe those 3 matters were it on the contempt.
What social media site is this video on?
TikTok.
Yeah.
Taylor has her own TikTok account, and it still exists. She also had an Instagram. I don't believe she had Facebook, but she was ordered to remove those, and it's been at least 14 months now. They have not been removed.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Shoemate, do you have a response?
What was that?
If you would like to respond, you can do that.
Yes. Vince is somebody, we're taking it slow, so we're just being friends. And the TikTok and the Instagram, I tried to remove, but I no longer have that number, so I can't. I'm trying to figure out how to remove them. And I've never kissed my, Vince in front of my daughter at all.
Would your daughter be able to remove it since it's her account?
Well, I'm the one that helped her and used my number. So it was an old number, so I'm trying to figure out how to go around that.
All right. What about the failure to provide the insurance and the driver's information?
He said that he will provide it to you guys. He didn't feel comfortable giving it to Kyle.
Why was that?
Because he doesn't know him. And it has all his personal information on it.
Your Honor, can I address that?
Not right now.
Sounds good.
There is a requirement, however, that anybody that drives Mr. Weiss can obtain that information. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I seen it when he sent it to me.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Ms. Fellows?
Yes, Your Honor. I haven't really been involved in this case since December of 2021. I did file a report, and the court did agree with my recommendations to change the custody to the father. So I don't know a lot about what's going on except what has been filed. What I can say is that it has been concern about mom moving frequently. Excuse me, and she has moved again from the place where I knew that she was up in Rochester. She said to me when I asked her that she moved about 10 months ago. So she is in the local area, in the Longview area right now. The boyfriend, Vince, that has also been a concern throughout the time that I've been involved, is that she does get involved with different males, moves in with them, then breaks up, because she was living in Rochester with her boyfriend, Reggie, and his mom. I don't know why things broke apart there, but now she's with this Vince. To be honest, with the history that I know, I would find it very disingenuous to say that she's taking it slow, because generally she jumps in and moves in and is in a relationship very quickly. And it does say that she's supposed to wait 6 months before introducing any kind of love interest or anything of that sort to Taylor. So the fact that Taylor knows about Vince is said, that she's seen her mom and Vince kiss and things like that, leads me to believe that there's more to this relationship. The social media, that is a concern. Not sure why mom can't be able to shut those down.
All right. Mr. Weiss, you have the last word if you want.
Yes.
Go ahead.
As far as Vince goes, I have a pretty good idea, and I got some information that I will provide. I just found this out recently. I believe she did not provide the driver's license because at that time, Vince had active warrants for his arrest. Since our court date last week, he has been arrested twice and currently has 11 pending charges, including domestic violence and threatening to kill somebody. I don't want this man around my daughter at all. I'm pretty sure Carissa Schumann is aware of this situation and still has intentions of bringing him around my daughter. I want something done about it if we can. As far as the social media, if Carissa had shown or proven some type of evidence she tried, like she had texted me and said she tried, or she got a hold of somebody and said she's trying, she can't figure it out, I think that'd be a little more believable. But I've seen no effort as far as evidence goes, as she's been trying to remove them. She knew she was supposed to remove them, and there's just been no effort. That's all I got to say.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, I would like to ask, what is Vince's last name?
Shoemate, do you know that answer?
Taylor.
Vincent Taylor?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Weiss has brought forth 3 potential reasons that Ms. Shoemate is in contempt. One is that their child was in a vehicle driven by someone. He asked for the name of the person and proof of insurance, and also their driver's license number, which is was provided for in a previous order. Through text messages, that was not provided. It's insufficient to say, well, he'll provide that to the court now. The purpose of that order was to allow the father to confirm that the daughter is in a car that honestly is fully insured. Accidents happen. If she's in a car that's uninsured, that's in an accident with an uninsured car. She could have damages that will never be compensated. I think it's a fair request to make sure that she is transported in a vehicle with full insurance. So the answer to that at this point is inadequate. The second is that the social media, TikTok, did not remove this particular video. That also was required by the court. Ms. Shoemate indicates that she isn't sure how to do that. For now, I'm going to accept that. I'm going to put this over 1 month on that issue only. If that video is not taken down within a month, then I'm going to require that the daughter not have a TikTok account. She'll have to close her account. So if she wants to keep her TikTok account open, the mother and the daughter are going to have to figure out how to remove that video. Third, there was an order that any new romantic interests would have to last for 6 months before the daughter would be introduced to them. There really was no response to that by Ms. Shoemate, and it leads me to believe that that provision is also violated. Let me just say, Mr. Weiss indicated a number of concerns about this person. I don't believe I can address those right now. However, you may consider bringing a motion for a protection order in a protection order docket if you feel that he provides or creates a danger for the daughter. Based on 1 and 3 that I've mentioned, I do find that Ms. Shoemate is in contempt. I am required to assess a $100 contempt penalty, and that's what I'm going to assess. I'm going to require that she abide by those requirements going forward. And again, we'll come back and review the social media issue in a month. So today's the 1st. We'll come back here on April 5th.
Your Honor.
At 9 o'clock. Just a moment. To review that issue. Who spoke?
That was me, Your Honor, the GAL. Is Vincent Taylor's middle name Ray?
Yes.
He has a number of charges in Skamania County from November of 2022, stalking, telephone harassment, cyber harassment, harassment, threatened to kill, bodily harm. I'm looking at Odyssey right now. This is extremely concerning. I'm not sure what the court can do, except that I would like to have a little bit more time to research this to see where the cases are. But if this is indeed the boyfriend that the mother has, there should be absolutely no contact between the child and the mother, or the child and the boyfriend.
All right, well, let's set a review then for next week on March 8th. I'm also going to leave the April 5th date to review that issue.
Okay.
Let me ask, Mr. Weiss has also filed a number of proposed orders dealing with a temporary family law order, a parenting plan, and child support orders. Ms. Shoemate, have you had a chance to review those?
I've gotten through some of it, yes.
Are you going to object to any part of those orders?
Yes. I didn't know if I was supposed to file anything.
Okay. So since we're coming back next week, and since the information Ms. Fellows may find out may affect how I address the proposed parenting plan, if you want to file a response to those proposed orders, please do that by Friday of this week. And then we'll address all of those orders next week. In the meantime, between now and next Wednesday, I'm ordering that there be no contact with Vince Taylor, between the child and Vince Taylor.
Okay.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Am I able to leave her?
Say that just a little bit louder.
I have my weekends with her.
As long as Mr. Taylor is not around, if this is your weekend, you can have your weekend.
Okay.
Okay. If I hear that Mr. Taylor is around, that is going to have a significant impact going forward. So I just want to caution you about that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's all be back here then on March 8th, and we'll take up the other orders and the additional information that Ms. Fellows has just discussed. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And I'm going to sign a contempt order with changing. Mr. Weiss initially put an amount of the penalty at $500. I'm changing it to 100.
Two more things real quick, Your Honor, if I may.
Let me sign this order first, and then
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
I will. Just a moment. Okay, Mr. Weiss, go ahead.
So for next week, we'll be able to address the child support motion and the parenting plan motion.
Yes, I want to give Ms. Shoemate an opportunity to file a response if she wants to.
Okay, and I don't recall, did you mention a time for next Wednesday?
It's 9 o'clock, just like today.
Got ya.
And it'll be on Zoom, just like today.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Fellows here. There we go.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is Mr. Weiss here?
Yes.
All right, great. Thank you. We put this over a week so Ms. Fellows could do additional research into Vince Ray Taylor. And so Ms. Fellows, I'll turn it over.
I misunderstood. The first time that was asked, I misunderstood the question because I didn't know what L&I was, because it was in Idaho and they just called it workman's.
Whoever's speaking needs to mute themselves.
So
I'll do this.
Okay.
It's difficult to tell. All right, Ms. Fellows, go ahead.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor. I did reach out to Skamania County Prosecutor's Office. And they did forward me the motion and affidavit for issuance of a bench warrant, which basically is a probable cause statement. Looks like there's a number of pages to this probable cause. I also got amended information about the charging information. There are 11 charges. They are telephone harassment, threats to kill.
I mean, my back does hurt sometimes, but it could just be because I'm older now. But it doesn't impact my life really that much.
Is that coming from?
He's on our screen that's talking. There's not anybody talking to your background, Ms. Fellows?
No.
I did. I was employed at a grocery store and slipped on a grape in the beer aisle of all places. Yeah, one grape, and pulled all the hamstrings in my leg.
It's not
right leg. And my case was handled with a little bit of difficulty. I was a little upset with L&I because they harassed me.
We got a phone call in here. We can't figure it out.
And when my doctor told me not to work, they kept insisting I could go to do something. I could put my foot up on a desk or something and answer the phone. But that's not what my doctor told me to do. So I was a little irritated with them, with L&I. So, but I did get my case settled and I was medically taken care of. I didn't go to court or anything. It was just settled with them.
The only thing I think it was.
We might need to exit, Your Honor, and come back in.
Yeah, and everyone, we've got this additional noise going on. So I apologize for this. I'm going to end this meeting, which means you'll all
pull
have
the hamstrings in my leg.
Okay.
And then, I did like the German splits.
All right. Thank you for everybody's patience. We had some interesting technical issues. Let's go back to the case of Weiss versus Shoemate. Ms. Fellows, you were indicating you had checked with, I guess, Skamania County.
Yes, Skamania County Prosecutor's Office, and they did get me some documentation. This is regarding Vincent's former girlfriend They were in a dating relationship for about 4 or 5 months, it sounds like. They were arguing in the car. She was driving on the freeway. He apparently tried to stop the car by throwing it into park. She ended the relationship at that point in time. That was October 12th of 2022. And then there are allegations about him cyber stalking and things like that. So out of that, there are 11 charges. Telephone harassment, threats to kill. This also has to do with his ex-girlfriend's, a friend of hers. So it was telephone harassment, threats to kill to the friend. And in the probable cause statement, it says that Vincent had threatened to slit the daughter's neck. So that is the friend, the male friend of the girlfriend, threatened to kill daughter's throat and his mother's neck, making the friend watch them bleed out. Very significant concern. Count 2, telephone harassment. Again, that's the friend. Harassment, threats to kill. Again, that's the friend. Cyber harassment, that's the friend. Stalking, first offense, that is the friend again. Then we go, count 6 is telephone harassment, domestic violence, that's the ex-girlfriend. Harassment, first offense, domestic violence, ex-girlfriend. Cyber harassment, domestic violence, that's the girlfriend. We have stalking, first offense, DV, girlfriend. Identity theft, second degree, DV, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. And the last one is attempted theft in the third degree, domestic violence. So those are very significant charges. It is still, there hasn't been any resolution at this point in time. So I have very significant concerns about this person being anywhere around Taylor. I do have concerns that that the mother has gotten into this relationship. It sounds like she was starting this relationship when Vincent was doing these things. It's just a very significant concern given the past that I know of mom getting into relationships, having Taylor around various men, moving in with them, living with them, and then moving out. So at this point in time, given that past history, I'm actually recommending that any time that the mother have with Taylor would be professionally supervised visits, because I have no confidence at this point in time that the mother, Carissa, recognizes the danger that Vincent poses to both herself and her daughter. I don't feel confident that she would follow a court order. She hasn't followed the court's order about providing information about her address. There's just a lot of concerns, Your Honor. So at this point in time, that is my recommendation, and that any professionally supervised visits she would be responsible for payment, and that it be close to where the father lives with the daughter, which is in, I believe, Canby, Oregon.
All right, thank you. Mr. Weiss, any comment?
Yeah, I strongly agree with Beth Fellows' recommendation. That is also my recommendation. There's nothing standing that will show that Ms. Shoemate will even be honest about him being around. there's concerns about where she's actually living right now as well. She's been dishonest about that in the past as well. So, and hearing what Ms. Fellows said about Vincent, I don't want that man around our child, period. And I do not trust her to be honest about him being around either. I strongly agree with Beth on this one.
All right, where's Taylor right now?
Taylor is in my custody, and she is currently in school.
Okay. Ms. Shoemate, any comment on what's been discussed?
Yeah, I haven't lied about where I've lived. I've told Kyle everywhere I've lived. I live with my roommate who I've been friends with since 6th grade. And I only had Taylor around Vincent when I had car troubles.
Not true. You showed up with him on Christmas. I have pictures.
Exactly, because I had car troubles and it was snowing and that rain, frozen wind we had. I didn't want to cause, my tires are bad and I didn't want to cause a car accident.
All right. The pending charges against Vince Taylor are significant. And should Taylor and Vince Taylor ever be together, it seems to the court that could be a threat to Taylor, and the court's primary responsibility, I think, is to keep children safe. I don't think an order that simply says that Vince Taylor will not see Taylor, or Vince will not see Taylor, is going to be sufficient in this case. So at this point, I am going to order professionally supervised visits for the mother, so we make sure that the child stays safe. That may not be but for right now, I think we need to do that to make sure the relationship between the mother and child is okay, and make sure the child is probably those will need to occur at, well, I'm throwing out something, but I know Parents Place in Longview will provide that. The parties could pick another location if they want. Mr. Weiss, you will need to cooperate to bringing the child to these visits once they're set up. All right. So I'm going to order supervised visits paid for by Ms. Shoemate. Mr. Weiss needs to cooperate. I think we should set a review in about 4 weeks. And I'm actually going to be gone that week. So let's set a review for April 12th to see if those have been set up and see how they're going at that time.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Since the father and child live quite a distance away, the child being transported for these visits, it's not really in the best interest for that. So if the visits could be even in the Clackamas area, so that's closer to dad, that would be more beneficial for the child.
Then I'm going to put that burden on the father. Then, if you can find a location near where you live for the supervised visits, then go ahead and do that. Again, though, Ms. Shoemate will be responsible for the expense of that.
I understand.
Okay. All right. I hope that can get set up, and then we'll see everybody back here on April 12th to check in on how that's going.
Your Honor, I've got 2 more motions that I filed for that I thought we were going to work on, or 1 more motion that I thought we were going to do today.
Okay. I'm sorry if I missed that. Which motion was that?
The child support motion.
Well, I will tell you right now, I don't think I'm prepared to go forward on that. And I apologize if that was supposed to be heard today. I will make a note and we'll take that up on April 12th. Okay.
Copy.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And we'll see you back here then.